My name is James Marceliana. I'm the owner of Jzilla Track Days, and this is my ride. The love for the brand started way back in the early 80s. My great-grandma had a white Mercedes 200C from 1969. And I just remember my aunts and uncles, like everybody used this car as their wedding car. So I thought that was pretty cool. In 1984, my dad was a driver for the Philippine Plaza and he drove all the VIPs around in a Mercedes 200C. And in 1988 is probably when the real addiction started about the brand. And my stepdad bought a 190E 2.6 Sportline. But as he purchased that car, I went to the LA Motor Show, the LA Car Show, and I had two brochures. I had the BMW M3 and the Mercedes 2.316, which essentially was the poster that was on my wall. So that being said, in 2012, I bought my first one. I bought a C230 Sport 4-door with a manual transmission, Mercedes-Benz, to try to mimic what I have back here. And it didn't quite work out that well. It just wasn't the same. It wasn't the same classic look and feel, but it was a good first car for me, a manual transmission Mercedes-Benz. In 2021, I finally got the green light and to buy one of these cars, and I was ready to buy one in 2022, I believe. The problem was the guy that was selling me the car, when he started the car, he fell in love with the car all over again, did not sell the car to me. Super disappointing. So I'm here, I was pretty hot because I was just like, okay, I'm finally ready to buy this car. The guy that's gonna sell me the car, completely running car, is not gonna sell it to me. So I looked around Facebook and there was a guy in California selling one of these cars. And his deal was it was 15 grand, but the motor and transmission were out of the car. So I was like, oh my God, this couldn't have worked out any better. One of Jzilla's partners, K-Power Industries, which specializes in K24 swaps, called the guy from California and be like, hey, I'll give you 10K for the car. You can keep the motor and transmission. You can sell that on your own. I'll get it transported. The guy took the deal. And so here we are with a K24 Mercedes-Benz that revs up to 8,000 RPMs. It's rowdy. So the condition of the paint when we first got this car, it was rough because it's been sitting in the California sun. If we're going to repaint the car and we're gonna stick to the brand, we decided to get it repainted 777 Silver Arrow, which is the Mercedes Silver. For me, this is the lifetime car. That's why we went with the 777 Silver Arrow paint code for the car. Keeping it clean is super important. You know, this is the car that I wanna keep the rest of my life. So to keep this car clean and with this paint, I do want to use a product that's scientifically made for the car, scientifically made for the paint, and it just so happens the product happens to be German. So my typical car wash is the gentle snow foam and then the magic wheel cleaner. And that's really it. You know, that really is like the extent of what I know about cleaning cars. It's pH neutral, so it's not gonna damage the car. So I know that it's safe on all paint, especially on the 77 Silver Arrow behind me. Luckily, Koch Chemie is here at Ride Lounge to teach me a new way to wash my car.
Hey James, how's it going, man?
Hey, good to see you again.
Yeah, you too. Yeah. So I hear you want to learn a new way of washing this awesome Mercedes.
Yeah, so I have two kids, very little time. Sometimes I just can't get out there with a foam cannon and just start foaming the car and cleaning it. So there's got to be an easier way to do this.
Yeah, bringing out the full setup's always a lot of time, and especially, you know, being here at the Ride Lounge, well, pulling out a whole setup's a lot harder. So, you know, I'm sure while it's here in the lounge, you know, it's getting a little dusty, maybe some fingerprints, and you want to clean it, but not necessarily bring out everything.
We just want it to look good for all the guests that come in here.
For sure.
You know, it is a showcase.
Yeah. Well, Rapid Rinseless Wash, I brought this here with us today. This is a rinseless wash. So pretty cool. I mean, really, all you need is water, a towel, or a sponge, and it's a rinseless wash. All right, so the nice thing about Rapid Rinseless Wash is actually you use very little product. So the dilution is 256 to 1. So we're only gonna be using a ½ ounce per gallon of water. In our bucket we have right here, we have 4 gallons of water. So we will be using a few capfuls of the Rapid Rinseless Wash to fill it. But that's a lot of water for just a few capfuls. But let's go ahead and dilute and we'll see. Our wash media is going to be a rinseless sponge. This is a dedicated rinseless sponge. So it has all these little grooves in it here. So it helps like break down if it'll capture that dirt, and it helps it like when you dump it back in, it'll come off of these little edges a lot easier. But this is super, super soft. And like I said, this right here, using it to wash with like regular soap, you wouldn't want to use this, but for rinseless, this is what you want. A dedicated rinseless sponge. So all we're going to do is just let it come down here into the solution, squeeze it a couple of times, and let it just really get saturated. And then when you bring it up to the car, we don't want to have it just completely full, because right now it's completely full. So we just want to squeeze it out where it's like just dripping.
Okay.
So when we bring it up to the vehicle, we'll do the hood first here. What I like to do is, I do like to squeeze a little bit just down the hood of the car, so it's already a little wet, and then we just wash like normal. So you're just bringing it over, and this is completely safe for the vehicle, super, super slick. And all you're doing is picking up any of that dust or dirt, fingerprints that's coming off that you may have. So we basically do this half here, and we're just gonna go right on over here to the second half, do the same thing.
So you can literally do this when it's 30 degrees outside in the wintertime and just do this in your garage.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, whenever you get to like places like the Northeast, the Northwest, where it stays colder and a lot of snow, this is what people have to do because they can't get a full system or full setup, you know, out during that time because everything will freeze. So they revert to a rinseless wash solution, and this is what they do. So after we're done with that, we'll just throw that back in here, and I'm gonna grab a towel. So this is actually our All Pro drying towel, and we're just simply gonna dry the hood off now. So one wipe, and as you can see, all that water is coming right off. You don't want to grab the towel and go in circular motions and scrub, because you're putting a lot of pressure on the paint. So anytime you touch a car with a towel, period, it is gonna scratch a little bit. It's gonna be micro scratches. You may never see it, but if you do it safely and just no pressure and just drag, it's gonna pick up the water fine, and it's gonna leave hardly anything behind. But we're gonna do the rest of the car, and then we'll see how it looks at the end.
Fantastic, thank you. Justin, this is amazing, dude.
Super easy, right?
Man, yeah, super easy. I mean, I'm a fan.
So really like 15 minutes of a rinseless and you're good to go. And the nice thing, what I didn't say earlier, is it actually does leave a little bit of protection behind as well. It's only gonna last you about a week, but it's a little bit of protection. So you're gonna get some water beading, and you know, when it rains, you see the beads on the hood. It's gonna be really nice for you. Now let's say this was a little dirtier. You would want to do a pre-rinse, and basically you would fill up your sprayer, your pump sprayer, whatever you're gonna use to pre-rinse it, you would fill up with the solution that was in the bucket. So you just basically dunk it down, fill it up, and just pre-spray the whole car. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna encapsulate all that loose dirt and just sort of bring it down. But obviously with this not really being dirty at all, it was more dusty and some fingerprints, you know, it's just a safer way than a detail spray. A detail spray is gonna be great, but it's gonna also be a little more harsh on the paint. This is a lot slicker, and it has the chemical capabilities of picking up anything versus smearing it around. So those are the advantages of the actual rinseless wash.
Awesome, awesome.
Well, I think this will be yours now, and I'll let you have fun with it.
Oh man, thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
sounds good.